Dr. F? Can I ask you a question?
What is it?
I think I'm beginning to understand the class material pretty well. I understand how to wax philosophy. I know that rabbit holes are a metaphor for curriculum planning.
Stop right there, you're abusing the air quotes. That's enough.
Okay. Whatever. I know how to backward plan and I know how reading workshops are structured.
It appears that you know a lot. I thought you had a question.
Relax, lady. Starbucks will be open when we finish this conversation, so give me a minute. I understand the material so far, but I don't understand what you want us to do for framing the text assignment.
Again with the air quotes. I'll explain framing the text if you promise to stop the excessive use of the air quotes. Deal?
Cool.
Good. Now, let's consider what it means to frame the text by quickly reviewing Gallagher's chapter on focusing the reader. In Chapter 3, Gallagher makes the case that cold reading of text is a bad teaching move. Do you remember what cold reading is?
Yes, it is when a teacher just jumps into the text without first checking to see what kinds of prior knowledge or experiences the students may have. Accessing these bits of information from students is like warming them up for the text. If a teacher doesn't warm students up for the reading, then the student is less prepared for the material. It's like he might pull an intellectual muscle.
You go, girl. That's right. Now, I'm going to remind you that this concept of warming the student up is directly related to schema theory.
Yeah, schema theory. I totally remember schema theory, but can you just refresh me? You know, warm me up so I don't pull my intellectual muscle?
Schema theory is the academic Kevin Bacon game where the goal is to learn something new by connecting the pieces of knowledge and experiences you already have. Every experience you bring to the classroom is a potential asset to learning. You have all these little frameworks in your mind. The teacher's job is to figure out how to hook the new information onto your existing frames.
Wow. Very, very deep. So can you remind me again about what that has to do with framing the text?
Framing the text. Get it? You are building a framework that will provide hooks to students' prior experiences before beginning the new reading experience.
Oh. I don't get it. How am I supposed to frame the text if I don't know what experiences my students have?
You create the experience for your students. This is what your assignment is. Your job is to create a shared experience for students that will wow them and warm them up for the reading. Gallagher reminded us that our lessons need to connect to our students' past experiences, not just ours.
Okay, but that sounds hard.
I'm going to assume you read Chapter 3 carefully, but I'm going to remind you of Gallagher's key point number 2 on page 29. He said, how a person feels about a learning situation determines the amount of attention devoted to it. I want you to come up with a way to frame the Hunger Games in a way that makes us feel it. Make us want to become your devoted followers willing to give you our undivided, undying attention.
Geez, no pressure there.
In all seriousness, Gallagher provides you with good examples of how to frame the text for students, but I want you to go bigger than a web search. I want you to think of a way to introduce the Hunger Games book in a way that will make your young readers feel like they want to devote lots of attention to the reading of the text and to the assignments related to it.
But how can I do that since we aren't teaching this for real, in front of our classmates?
This teaching demonstration, like the rest, will probably be created in a way that primarily privileges teacher-centered instruction, not interactive methods. But I would love to see what you come up with that will capture the interest of your young readers. Take a risk. The goal of the assignment is to have you demonstrate your understanding of how to frame the book in a way that hooks the class at the beginning of a challenging text. It is also a way to show how each teacher may use a different way to hook the class even though we are all using the same book to begin with.
Okay, so you want us to do something amazing that inspires our students. I get it. Then what?
After you post your work, you and your classmates will use the rubric to critique the demonstration and discuss the strengths and areas you could further develop. I want you to get comfortable with seeing yourself teaching and allowing others to see it as well.
Anything else?
That should just about cover it. Are you ready to tackle the assignment now?
No, but I'll give it a go and hope the odds will be ever in my favor.